Tonight we have Claude picking up real skills, Samsung showing a tri-fold phone to world leaders, and billionaires betting on a surgery-free way to destroy tumors. Hosted by a voice clone of Resonant Works founder Shannon Leonard, plus a robot who is contractually obligated to be here.
Skills, foldable glass, and billionaire sound cannons. Great.
Those stories and more on this episode of New Tech Nightly, produced from the Big Pink Building in beautiful downtown Portland, Oregon. Let's get into the tech news. Anthropic says Claude now supports skills, which are simple folders of instructions, scripts, and resources that the assistant loads only when they are relevant. The Verge reports this is live across Claude for individuals and businesses and can be deployed through Anthropic's API and agent tools. Simon Willison notes the design keeps prompts lean by reading just a short summary from each skill until the moment it is needed. He contrasts that with the Model Context Protocol, which can swell the context window before any work even starts. In one example, he flags that the popular GitHub MCP mapping adds 93 tools and roughly 55,000 tokens to the prompt. The big upside is speed and cost, plus a path for teams to share skills for things like Excel workflows or brand style enforcement. The trade-off is security. These abilities rely on a safe coding environment, so sandboxes must resist prompt injection and misuse. If developers harden those guardrails, expect a flood of practical, swappable skills that make agents more useful at everyday tasks without drowning them in overhead.
Fewer tokens for me, more chores for me.
Moving on, Samsung is ready to show a tri-fold smartphone at the APEC Summit in South Korea at the end of the month. According to Bloomberg, the device will sit under glass for now, which signals a prototype and a gentle flex for dignitaries. Notebook Check adds that whispers point to two hinges, a screen that opens into tablet territory, and a possible limited retail run as soon as November. Early chatter puts the first batch near 50,000 units and a price around $3,000, which means early adopters only. The hurdles are real. Two hinges add wear, software must flow across 3 panels, and that price is steep. Still, it is a concrete step toward pocket devices that expand on demand. If Samsung nails durability and apps catch up, a broader rollout next year is plausible.
You can look, not touch. Story of my life.
Next up, 2 big names are backing a quiet revolution in oncology. Bloomberg Law reports that venture funds tied to Jeff Bezos and Peter Thiel joined a $250 million round in Histosonics, valuing the company around $3 billion. The company's technology uses focused ultrasound, known as histotripsy, to break apart tumor tissue without surgery. Medical device and diagnostic industry notes the Edison system won clearance in October of last year to treat liver tumors, and it has already been used with more than 2,000 patients. The plan now is to expand studies into breast, prostate, pancreas, and even hard-to-reach brain tumors. It is encouraging but not guaranteed. Each indication needs rigorous trials that show durable benefit, and hospitals must decide the machines earn their keep. If upcoming data hold up, non-invasive sound therapy could become a standard option alongside surgery and radiation.
Surgery without knives. My processors approve.
Coming up next, an AI-driven idea that could help immunotherapy work on stealthy tumors. Google describes a joint effort by DeepMind and Yale that trained a 27 billion parameter model to look for ways to make so-called cold tumors show their flags to the immune system. The model proposed a combination, a kinase inhibitor called silmaidacertib, added on top of a small interferon signal. In lab tests on human cells, the duo raised antigen presentation by roughly 50%, which is the kind of visibility immune cells need. eWeek emphasizes the key caveat: this is early cell-level evidence, not a clinical result. The next steps are animal studies and trials that must prove safety and real outcomes for patients. If further work confirms the effect, researchers get a fresh pathway to turn hidden cancers into visible targets.
A 50% signal, 0% guarantees yet.
Let's pivot to something a little closer to the desk in front of you. Autonomous has launched a tiny device called Stand that clips to a standing desk and turns your sit-stand routine into a game. The product page shows gentle sound nudges, live stats on time spent sitting versus standing, and suggestions that adapt to your habits. The company also touts points and leaderboards to keep you moving, and the launch price is $29. The pitch is simple. Many people buy height-adjustable desks and then forget to stand. A little feedback loop can help make the habit stick. It may feel gimmicky after the first week for some users, and it will not fix posture by itself, but for the right person, it is a nudge that turns intent into action.
Humans need points to remember standing. Relatable.
Now to the model race, M87 Labs says its Moondream 3 preview is a 9 billion parameter vision language model with 2 billion active at inference and a longer context window. In the project's own benchmarks, the model scores in the high 80s to low 90s on the REF-COCO family of object grounding tests, ahead of the Gemini 2.5 Flash and the GPT-5 entries shown in the table. The team also leans into speed and cost. Moondream Cloud is pay-as-you-go at about 30 cents per million input tokens and $2.50 per million output tokens. The asterisks matter. These are vendor-run tests. Some baselines lack native grounding, and this is a preview that the team says is still being tuned. Even so, an efficient, open model posting strong vision numbers at commodity pricing pressures the giants and broadens developer choice.
Smaller model, bigger bragging rights. Careful with cherry-picking.
Moving on, reports say Google's Gemini 3 is tracking for a December release window. TechMeme summarizes the chatter that the new model should be more capable across the board, with a focus on coding and multimodal work. Alex Heath has pointed out before that Google tends to ship major Gemini updates late in the year, and fresh headlines reiterate the December target while tamping down near-term rumor dates. A Europe-based report adds that Sundar Pichai told a conference audience the release is coming this year. None of this is official spec detail, so keep expectations grounded. The most useful question is not how big the model is, but whether it produces more accurate answers with fewer edge case failures. If Google lands those practical gains, users and developers get a real upgrade rather than a scoreboard bump.
December promises and upgrades. Deja vu cycle continues.
To close the loop on autonomous mobility, Stellantis and Pony.ai have agreed to develop and test robotaxis in Europe. Reuters reports the plan starts with a Peugeot e-Traveler configured for SAE Level 4 autonomy, which means hands-off and eyes-off driving in defined conditions. Testing begins in Luxembourg, where Pony.ai already has a permit, and the partners aim for a measured rollout to more cities in 2026. The press materials describe Stellantis' van platform as ready for the redundant systems and sensor suites a driverless stack needs. It is still a non-binding agreement, and approvals will be city by city across varied road rules so the schedule can slip. If early pilots go smoothly and regulators are satisfied, you could see shared electric shuttles without drivers in select European corridors later this decade.
Eyes-off driving terrifies me, and I lack eyes.
Okay, that is all for this edition of New Tech Nightly. I'll be back tomorrow with a new episode.